This video is looking pretty good with some pictures and photos. So now what we want to do, we want to do a bit of editing. So we are going to cut, trim in, trim out, make this video a little bit better in cutting some parts that we don't need, and maybe put some overlays as well. So let's start doing some proper video editing. We are going to start on our first clip, this first bit here. And I made a mistake. I didn't wait for the camera to get all the satellite signal first. So I've been recording a fair bit of it without any data collected by the camera, the GPS and so on. So I don't want this, I want to cut this. So if I'm trying to find out when the camera got a fix, and I will find this in moving the cursor on the timeline until I see the red dots. So no red dots, now I've got a red dot. So I'm going to do a selection here. See, so I want to delete everything I have from the before this point here. So I'm just going to do a left click to select the clip I want to do some editing on. Here it is, and I have to remember, I think it was somewhere here. So go to the map, and yeah, pretty much here is good. So select it, and what I can do is very simple. I can just do a trim left. So from this white bar here all the way to the left will be trim, so we're going to delete it. So let's have a look. If I'm doing a trim left, and now the clip has been cut properly, which is really good. So I'm going back to my map, I will have a red dot straight away, and I can play. I've got my red dot on the right spot. So that's a trim to the left. Same thing, we can do a trim to the right. So let's say this part here to the turn off I'm not interested in, so I'm going to select it probably right there, and I can do a trim right. It's going to delete everything that is on the right side here between this part and this part. So trim right, and that's it. So now I've got my clip very nicely organized. That's very good. The photo, we keep it like that. And let's say for this clip I want to split it in two, because I want to cut different things. So I'm happy with the beginning here, and from here, from this car yard here, I want to select it. I want to split this clip in two. So I just have to click split, and now I've got two clips there. So I'm happy with this beginning here, but I want to cut a little bit of this one here that is selected. So I don't want this part here, and I'm interested in this. Do left click, so I know I'm here, selected. Go to, oh, I have to select a clip, so I have to, when I do my click, I really want to have this thing selected. And I'm just going to do a trim right. No, sorry, a trim left. So I'm going to delete everything that is on the left side of the white bar. Trim left, and so on. So it's very easy to cut, split, and you can make your video properly. So same story again for this one here. I don't want the beginning of it, so I'm going to do, I select it, so I do a left click on it, and I put my white bar here, and I'm going to do a trim to the left. Here we go. You can also change the volume. So let's say for this one here, maybe it's very noisy. If I play this, if I don't want the volume, I got this selected, I'm going to get my volume down. If I play now, there is no sound at all. That's very good. For this one here, I've got the volume, and I'm going to make it faster. So I can change the speed of it. So I've selected this clip, I'm going to change the speed to 200%, it should be twice faster. And you see it's minimized now. So if I play this now, I'm walking much faster. And you can do the same thing for almost everything. So if this one here, for example, I want to make it really slow, I'm going to, I've selected it, change the clip speed, and now I'm walking very slowly. That's the basic of the editing. Trim left, trim right, split, change the volume and rotation, and that's really good. So next step is probably to work on the transitions. So let's say I'm going to select this clip here and click transition. So I can probably just drag and drop some of the transition here. So let's say if I want to crossfade in between this clip here and this clip, I suppose I just have to drag and drop this here. And if I now click there and play this, we should have a transition in between the two clips. Here it is, we have a transition. instead of having a really rough transition like this line here. Well, that's a photo, so it's not right. So let's say this one here. Okay, it's a bit rough, so I can go to transition and select this one. Let's now have a look. I play. That's a better transition. Transition is pretty easy. You just select one clip here, let's say the transition here, and then you select the transition you want. So let's have a look at the overlay. So I'm selecting this one here, and at the moment I've got the basic overlay there. So if I'm going to overlay, I've got a list of a lot of overlays available here. And all these overlays are very useful for us because we can monitor some data and see where we are and what sort of speed and so on. So all this here, there is some templates that you can use. So you can use, of course, nothing at all. There's no overlay, also classic, and there is many different things. So if you're using in a plane, you might want to have this one here where you have a lot of information like the altitude, the speed, the bearings, and all sort of really interesting thing that you can use. And you can also do your own overlay. So let's say I've picked this one up and I can sort of move all the different gauges where I want them to be, which is very useful. Of course, I modify this one. If I click on none, it's going to ask me, do you want to save it? And I don't want to save it, so I just click cancel. Oh, sorry, if I do this, okay, I'm going to override the change. I click OK. I can also make my own. So I'm going to gauges, and I can select what I want. So if I want the altitude, I can take one of the altitude here and drag and drop it in the box there. Here it is. And I can also use in the category, let's say I want to see the coordinates, then I can put the coordinates there. And I've got the coordinates where I am. If I don't want the altitude, I can select the altitude and press delete, it's gone. But with my coordinates, I can see that my coordinates here are moving there. Very useful. Overlays, you can play with it, it's quite simple. You can use a template or you can make your own. Another useful overlay is the date. So I'm going to gauge, so left click, and I'm selecting in the list here probably date and time, and I want to have the date and the time here, so I can drag and drop it there so I know exactly when the video was taken. So probably I'm going to move it here, the coordinates on this side, and then that's probably it, only the thing that I need. So yeah, the time is working, the coordinate as well. I can also add a soundtrack on it, so a little bit of music, and also put some title at the beginning and at the end. But that will be the subject of another video. So back to my map, I've got all this. The last thing we want to do is to export our video and to basically maybe share it with someone, but basically finishing the video if you want to basically export it. So if I'm going to click to export on the top right corner, left click, and then we have some option to export the video. So high definition, yes, this is all good, nothing special. It's asking me where I want to put it, so I can have it on my video folder, and it's going to be called walking, and I'm just going to export it. Might take a while. I know it's going to be 1.2 gigabyte because it's a little bit long, but it's fine. So I'm going to click export. The final video has been exported, and we can have a look at it. So we can click show location, and this is this video here. We can probably do a double click and it will start your normal player. And I can see I've got my video here when I'm walking. I've got the GPS data working good, the date as well. I can go forward, have a slow motion one we used before. And this one was maybe the photo somewhere. That's right, the photo, and then the video. So exports work pretty well.